So we'll start when we're on our back. My opponent's in the mount position. This is one of the worst positions for us to be in. Most important thing, when you're fighting on your back, it's similar to fighting from your feet. I want my elbows in close to my body. Whenever your elbows are away, my partner can slide his body up, his knees slide up. For our first escape, I'm going to lift my hips, but when his body's up that high, it doesn't work. So it's very important. I'm always keeping my elbows close to my body. If his body's upright, like he's getting ready to punch or I can't control an arm, I'm going to use my thigh on his back to push the body forward. And he's going to have to choose between putting his hands on the mat or basically hitting his head on the ground. So first I use my leg to break his body down. One, I'm going to take both hands and I'm going to trap one arm. I push with my feet. I lift my hips up. So you see his head moving forward. When his head moves, his weight is moving off of me. Now it's very easy to roll, so I can roll my partner off of me from the top position. So once again,
Good.
All right, so once again, if the hands are down, you don't have to use your leg. You can just trap. I lift up with the hips, turn to the side, drive into my partner, and I straighten up my posture, straighten my base. One more time. So if he's winding up like he's going to strike, push with the arms, trap, lift, and roll to the side. Okay. So when you are on your back, we'll head over here for the guard. When you are on your back, the position that we want to be in is the guard position. Here I have my legs wrapped around my partner. This gives me some control over where his body is going to be. But it turns the fight into a position where it's for my arms and my legs against just his arms. So whenever we're on our back, we want to have our legs around our partner. First move we're going to do today, there's lots of different grips and ways we can control their arm. We're just going to start by holding behind their elbow. If they have a uniform, we're always going to grab in the collar. If they don't have something to grab, we just hook behind the neck. If I'm holding my partner's right arm, I put the opposite foot on the floor. I move my hips out, slide my knee to inside, the other foot goes to the bottom. I stretch my partner just a little bit before I kick and then follow him over to the mount position. Once again. So I'm going to control one arm. One. Reach in, control the neck. Opposite foot to the floor. Hips moving out. If you feel like there's not enough space for your leg to get inside, move your hips out a little bit more to make the room. Other foot to the floor. I slide this one underneath, pull my partner and kick, and then follow him over to the top position. When you're working with a partner, now he can go ahead and practice the first move we did. He'll push my body forward, he'll trap my arm, he'll lift, and he'll roll. Good, one more time. Holding the arm, holding the neck, foot down, hips out, knee in. Sweep to the top position. Okay, now that we have this top position, let's go over a couple of ways that I can attack my partner. Number one, striking is always easy from this position because he can't reach me and I can reach him. If he could hit me, my head has a lot of mobility, it's going to move. His head is stuck on the ground, so even if I can't hit very hard, it's going to feel like I can hit hard because his head is fixed and it can't move. Now instead of striking, I'm going to make it seem almost like I'm punching, but I'm moving toward his wrist. I want to keep my hand as straight as possible. So I'm not trying to use my bicep to push his arm out. I'm using my body weight to pin his arm to the ground. So one, elbow next to the ear. The other hand slides underneath. So I've got a figure four. Got two hands controlling one. I'm going to look to the side in case he wants to punch me with his free hand. He'll hit the back of my head instead of hitting the side of my face. So once again, straight arm, elbow down, underneath, look to the side, lift as you slide down. Anytime you're doing especially a shoulder lock, the person who's having the lock done to them, don't wait for a lot of pain. If you feel a lot of pain, it can be too late. Once it feels a little uncomfortable, that's a good time to stop. So once again, pin, elbow down, figure 4, look away, lift, and slide. Okay, next technique from this position, sometimes if you're practicing with someone and they know that's the move that's coming at them, you'll try to get their arm out and they're just going to fight and they're going to keep their arm in real close and you can't get it out, especially if they're bigger and stronger than you. So if I can't force it out that way, I'm going to use his strength and energy and I'm going to push it the other way. Now the important part is I'm using my body to pin this arm in. Go ahead and get your arm out. So he has to try and get his arm through my entire body. If I'm trying to use my arms, go ahead. Now we're going to fight with our arms. If I'm stronger than him, I'll keep it there. If he's stronger than me, he'll get out. So instead of fighting with your arms, pin with your body. I reach underneath, I grab the wrist, I want to turn my partner to the side. This knee's coming up, my other knee's sliding up as high by his head as possible. From here, this is a great position for striking. The lock we're going to use is a straight arm bar. So I'm going to reach inside, I grab my collar, or I just reach up by my shoulder. I let go of the wrist, I pin his head to the floor. This is the most common mistake most people make on their straight arm bar. They forget to pin the head. I swing for the arm bar, and my partner follows up, and I lose my position. So it's very important. When I have it set up, this hand does not move until my foot is on the floor on the opposite side. Knees pinch together, control the wrist. You're going to lift your hips up to finish the lock. One more time. So I'm trying to get my Americana. He's resisting. Go with him. Body weight down. Grab the wrist. Turn to your partner. Slide up. If we're striking, great position. If not, underneath. Grab the collar. Pin the head. I lean toward my right foot, the leg that's up. That makes my left foot light and easy to move. Knees together, arm back, hips up. All right. Last move today. Would you be able to sit right in front of me? So we're going to finish with the rear naked choke. First thing I'm going to do is, if you're right-handed, we'll use our right arm. You're going to slide your arm underneath and try to go deep enough so your elbow is under your partner's chin. As my hand slides inside, I'm going to my bicep. My other hand's coming behind the head. Some people will say the hand goes this way, the hand goes that way. I like to have the hand, my palm facing me, because it reminds me that this hand isn't doing the choke. Some guys will try to do the choke with this hand pushing forward, but that's not where the pressure's coming from. Once your partner's inside, you're squeezing your elbows in, pushing your chest forward, so we're closing the space in here. It's not an arm choke, and we're not pushing. So I slide under the neck. 1, 2, squeeze, elbows in, chest forward. It gets real tight. When you're practicing it and repeating the choke with your partner, once you have good form on your choke, don't keep choking them fully each time. Just practice locking in the position, back again. Lock, back again. Lock, back again. So these are the basic techniques we cover during your introductory lesson. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Hopefully this week you can make it into the school, and then you can go through these moves firsthand. Thanks.